Welcome to the Cash Pay Podcast, the go-to podcast for med spas, IV therapy clinics, and wellness practices ready to grow, scale, and lead in the cash pay medical space. I'm your host, Hillary Small, founder of the MedSpa Society. I've branded, developed, and launched practices across the U.S., and I'm still in the trenches every day working alongside practice owners just like you. The show is honest, authentic, and built on real-world experience. Each week, you'll get expert strategies and unfiltered insights on marketing, operations, cutting-edge treatments, patient experience, and more, so you can run a profitable, efficient, and rewarding business. Let's dive into today's episode. Welcome to the Cash Pay Podcast. I'm your host, Hillary Small, founder of the MedSpa Society. Today, I'm excited to introduce something new that we're calling As Seen on Reddit. It's going to be a series where we will bring you real, unfiltered conversations and issues that are impacting those in the industry. If you've ever scrolled through Reddit, you know it can be a goldmine of raw, unfiltered conversations. And yes, you have to sift through some junk to really find what the real issues are, what the real answers are, and what is legitimate on there. But it is a great way for me as a business owner and someone who is trying to bring fresh perspectives and knowing what the real issues are in the industry. It really helps me keep on top of what challenges that these businesses are having. The idea behind the series is simple. I'm going to take a real post directly from Reddit, share the situation, and then unpack the most helpful, practical advice from the community. So of the answers, we're going to still distill those down. Plus, I'm going to add my own perspective on how you can apply it inside your business. Because if these struggles are being put out there on Reddit for advice, I guarantee that there are hundreds of other businesses that might be having the same struggles. My goal is to bring you straight into the trenches with other operators so that you don't feel alone in your challenges and you can walk away with strategies that are actually working in the real world. So today's question is, the basis of it is feeling so defeated by no-shows and one-time clients. What am I doing wrong? Hey everyone, I'm posting here because I'm feeling completely defeated and hoping some of you might have gone through the same thing. I run a successful med spa and we specialize primarily in injectables, lip fillers, Botox, etc. We have a great reputation, a beautiful portfolio, and the clients who do come in always leave thrilled with their results. Despite this, I'm struggling with two issues that are driving me crazy. Constant no-shows. The number of people who book an appointment, get confirmations, and just don't show up is staggering. Every no-show isn't just wasted time. It's a direct financial loss from an empty chair that could have been filled by a paying client. I have a cancellation policy, but I struggle with enforcing it strictly. What are your policies for no-shows? Do you charge 100% of the service fee? How do you communicate this without alienating clients? Number two, low client retention. This is the one that hurts the most. A client will come in, be absolutely ecstatic with her results, leave a glowing review, and then disappear. She won't come back for her touch-ups a few months later or explore other treatments. Given our reputation, I don't think the quality of the work is the issue. Is it just the nature of the industry? Are clients just deal shopping and going wherever there's a promotion? What are your best strategies for client retention? How do you encourage clients to book their follow-up appointments before they leave? It's just so disheartening to pour your heart and soul into a business that's well respected, only to feel like you're constantly bleeding money and clients this way. Any advice, solidarity, or tough love would be so appreciated. Thanks. So these issues, as you know, and as I know, they are very common, but they are also very resolvable. So I'm going to go through some of the suggestions, again, that have been distilled from the responses that were in this particular chat. Some of them were very valuable, and then also add in my thoughts to them as well. So first, starting off with no-show solution. One of the first things that you can do is have a card on file and a clear fee policy, and you have to be consistent with it. So requiring a credit card to book and charging a flat fee of $50 to $100 for late cancellations or no-shows. The key is, again, consistency, picking a policy and enforcing it. Clients who get upset are usually the ones who are not respecting your time. They're not your ideal client anyways. Communicate upfront. State the cancellation policy clearly on your booking page and confirmation texts and emails so there are no "I didn't know" excuses. And then automated reminders. Send text, email reminders 72 hours, 24 hours in the morning of the appointment. Some clinics use AI and SMS agents that confirm attendance automatically. Deposits for new clients. First time patients, especially requiring a deposit, reduces flakeouts. So, those are some of the things that you can do to help prevent no shows. But again, what I want to emphasize here is that communication and consistency with this are key and it works. I make appointments myself and I'm not one to miss appointments typically, but I have no problem putting my credit card on file if, it is a provider or somebody that I respect and that I know that I'm going to continue to go to. I don't have a problem doing that. So, number two, retention strategies. So these are important and extremely important for any business. And I can tell you that from my experience in working with practices large and small, this is one of the biggest challenges. So here are some solutions that you can implement. Rebooking before they leave. The number one way to improve retention is to make booking the next appointment standard at checkout, just like the dentist does. Don't ask, "Would you like to book?" Instead, say, "Let's get your next visit scheduled." Incentives to pre book. You can offer a perk like 10% off your next tox treatment if they book and keep their next appointment within the recommended window. Memberships and loyalty programs, banking memberships, monthly credits, discounts, VIP perks. Give clients a reason to return and help lock in loyalty. Nurture campaigns. Use text and email follow ups at intervals 1 week, 1 month, 3 months to check in, share seasonal offers, or remind them about refills. Personalized touches like, "Hey," a patient name, "How are your lips healing?" Make clients feel cared for. And what I can tell you when it comes to nurturing and follow up, don't necessarily rely on everything automated. If you can put a human touch on there, it goes so far. An actual phone call from the person at your front desk or even the provider, depending on the size of your practice and how busy you are. A personal touch goes such a long way, even a written thank you card. I feel like the art of actually taking the time to implement those personal touches, it's a lost art and it goes so far. Treatment plans versus one-off services. Positioning services as part of a larger plan or journey rather than a one-time purchase. This sets expectations for ongoing care. And again, if somebody is going to achieve better results by having a series of 3 microneedling treatments and it's explained to them and you have a process where it is explained to them well, and also the fact that if they do purchase a package, typically there is a discount with that. So there's a lot of ways to approach treatment plans again versus one-off services and setting the expectations of what someone can expect by doing these things long term. So let's talk about what a good retention rate in the med spa and aesthetics industry is. So generally, it's considered between 60 and 70%. And top performing clinics are reaching the 70% mark. The industry average tends to hover around 50%, making anything above it a sign of a strong patient experience and effective retention strategy. Some things to note are that repeat clients spend significantly more than new ones. They trust you. They are, likely going to be a patient or a client for life. So they tend to spend up to 67% more over time. And again, falling below 50% suggests you need to review your patient experience, your follow-up practices, your programs, and just know that industry leaders consistently outperform this 50% level. If you are struggling, you definitely need to review your systems and your practices. The number of repeat bookings by new patients, ideally 3 to 4 in their first year, is also viewed as a key health metric for sustainable retention. Okay, so getting into some of the things that are inside of your practice that help with retention. and just overall patient experience. Retention happens in the treatment room. Marketing gets them in the door, but keeping them is on you and your team. Staff training and sales, consulting, and customer experience is essential. And again, consistency is key. You want to make sure that the first time a patient comes in, the second time, the third time, that they are being treated and the expectation of the flow of their appointment and all of those things remains the same. Being organized and having a well run, well oiled practice is very important. Experience matters. Clients notice everything. They notice cleanliness, friendliness, professionalism. A sloppy or dismissive vibe drives people away, even if the results are good. If your front desk person is having a bad day and they are taking it out on the patients or the clients, you cannot have that. All of these things need to be dialed in. There need to be processes. Everything needs to be managed, and there needs to be a consistency. And as it relates to the patient experience across the board, personal connection, remember details. Like I was saying, follow up personally and make clients feel like they're more than a transaction. Relationships are what make people loyal. So add notes in their chart. Remember birthdays, anniversaries, if their daughter's getting married, if somebody is having a baby. Just knowing and making these personal connections goes such a long way in making people feel comfortable. And something that I want to mention here too is a lot of times when people are coming to a med spa or getting injectables or these types of treatments for the first time, they might be hesitant. They might be a little scared. So going further to make them feel comfortable and as though they're part of a family, that you really do care about them, is going to go such a long way in developing a relationship and a long-term client for life. So tough reality check is that the industry is oversaturated. So discount driven deal shoppers, they're common. If you attract clients with promos alone, they're less likely to stick. Focusing on long-term value and not racing to the bottom with price is key. And this is an epidemic and something that we are creating solutions for and seeing phenomenal results. Something that's happening and continues to happen is that med spas are running discount ads on Meta. And with those types of ads, $8 per unit Botox and whatever they might be, you're really again, driving in those price shoppers who are really just looking for the next deal and looking for the next deal. So there are ways to create advertising and marketing and promotions that drive clients who are more qualified and financially qualified to be a long-term patient. They are looking for a solution. They're looking for somebody to help with that solution and hopefully create a long-term relationship. So the bottom line is no-shows are a systems problem. You can solve it with deposits, fees, and automations, and retention is a people problem. Solve with rebooking at checkout, membership, consistent follow-up, and an excellent in-clinic experience. No-shows equal a systems problem, retention equal a people's problem. Both can be solved with the right strategies in place. We help clients from the beginning, from when they're starting their practice all the way through opening and beyond, to put the foundation in place so that they're not having these problems. They're not having these issues. It's operational. These things, again, understanding and making the teams understand the importance of all of this is key to your practice's success. So do you have a strong no-show policy? Are you rebooking before clients leave? Is your team trained for retention? I hope you found today's episode helpful. I look forward to bringing more real-world conversations and issues so that it can help you build a stronger business. Thanks for tuning in to this As Seen on Reddit episode of the Cash Pay podcast. I hope breaking this real world challenge gave you some clarity and a few strategies you can put into action right away in your own practice. If you found today's conversation helpful, make sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It helps us bring you more of these practical, behind the scenes insights. And if you'd like to connect with me directly, you can always find me at themedspa society.com or on Instagram at MedSpa Society. Until next time, keep building, keep refining, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Cash Pay Podcast.